welcome back to another video. If you caught my live stream just about an hour ago, we ended by playing Sword DPS, and a couple of games there. They went okay, but I wanted to do a quick recording here of a video so we can show actually how good it is. And that's with this replay here. So we're going to go step by step as to what we're doing, but we're going up against a monk. 4391 crit. Of course he's using illumination and equilibrium. What else is a surprise there? Really good equipment. The only downside there being his robes not being legendary. But other than that, monk typically going up against Sword DPS, it's not an issue at all. So as we go through, I will try to commentate as best I can. But enjoy the battle, and as I see things, I'll point them out. But essentially, for those of you who are not familiar with Sword DPS, this is going to be first left talent for Sword. So we're playing, I believe it is left, right, left. And which is essential in this? Which is right talent. I've only got her at level 11, but right talent allows her to buff substantially, buff nearby units for 15% of the damage increased effect. So we get her to merge 28 times, I think, later on in the game. You'll see that towards the end, but that plays a significant role in the amount of damage Sword is doing. Sword alone is not going to be able to do that. It's got to have a booster. So whether you're playing with Witch, you could do Night Statue or Banner. Those are some good ways to boost its attack speed and the strength of its attacks. For those of you who do not have Max Dryad, I just barely maxed it out like this past week, but it's a slightly different strategy when you do have Max Dryad, because you want to save your gold fairy there to really utilize the amount of I guess bonus and boost it has. So the gold fairy is going to increase its merge rank by 2. So allowing the sword, you'll see here I'm strategically placing it so that the sword is going to be a level 5 when it's merged into each other here to create that ancient magic sword, or the ancient sword. And then we'll be placing the tier 5 dryad with the gold fairy on top of it. For those of you who are not already subscribed to the channel, I appreciate you watching the videos. It does help to be subscribed, so that way not only are you going to be shown when I release a new video, you could be notified, but it'll also be showing you recommended channels that make similar content to what I make here. If it's a video that you're interested in watching again, go ahead and like the video. This tells me, hey, this is content that I can repeat. People are interested in seeing not only Rush Royale, of course that's the only audience that's probably watching this, those that play the game, but specifically those who are interested in this type of matchup, where we're utilizing an off-meta deck, showing how it can be an option, a viable option to play on ladder. And I'm always open to new decks. I appreciate those decks that are commonly played, but at the same time it can get really old really quick. And this season with the changes and balance updates and the buff to Monk. As much as I love Monk, everyone's playing it, and these games can go extremely long. So those who are playing on top ladder, you'll see probably about 3, maybe 4 decks, and that's typically all they're using. And Monk and Demon Hunter are up there. So with Sword DPS, essentially you're going to want 3 or 4 main swords. As you're merging out the swords, merging out the swords, you're getting buffs and stacks on top of the ancient swords there. So you can see we have 10 stacks on that tier 7, just 1 stack on that tier 5, and the next time we get swords here, they're going to be buffing those single DPS swords. Once you get that to 8 merges, then once you get the swords to 8 merges, then it becomes an ancient sword as well. So you'll want to strategically place those throughout the board on your buffed tiles, and in this case, position the witches who are buffing the nearby units strategically next to it. For every sword stack, let's see, the first sword on the field will be an ancient sword. Let's see how quickly we take out that boss. Okay, first sword on the field will be an ancient sword. Merging 8 swords creates a new ancient sword. This sword attacks the first target and steals all boosts with no restrictions, receiving 200% of each. Its damage is increased by 100%. And attack speed is increased by 150. Trapper in this deck does a great job at breaking down the shield. Doesn't have any talents, so that'll be pretty interesting to see when they decide to do that. But I'm excited to see what that could potentially be. Those bubbles are definitely coming in handy for his pocket curse. I think throughout the game he's only able to hit us a few times instead of lots of times. So Mermaid definitely helps out there. Mermaid also will save our buns later on in the game. And let's just say Bedlam is not, we're not friends. So with Illumination, he's already got a tier 7, tier 6, tier 5. The only downside that I could see to his board right now is he doesn't really have sword stacks. None of his monks right now are maxed out with sword stacks. So that could mean that he prematurely got a full board of monks, or that when he did have those swords, he's just been merging out those monks that actually had more stacks. So you can see down here, though we ran out of room to merge, and we created an ancient sword right here, I'm going to be planning on finding 2 more swords that we can merge together to get us up to 6 merges, or 6 swords, and then we'll be pushing this over to the left right here. We're probably going to be doing that here in just a second, yeah. And positioning it so that I'm not just leaving that tier 4 ancient sword on a tile that's not boosted. That's really not doing me any good there. So merging it in. What I don't want to do is merge out like these. That'd be a terrible move. Merging the tier 5 to tier 5 there. No reason to do that. Since this one doesn't have any stacks, we could potentially go through that same process of getting up to 6 different swords merged. We're at 2 right now, getting that up to 6, and then merging this tier 5 into this tier 5. I don't remember if I do that, but that is a way to consolidate it so that you only have 3 or 4 main ancient swords that you're getting those stacks for. I guess we'll find out if I actually did that. I don't remember. And bosses are getting bigger and bigger here. The nice part about having Summoner, if you ever get stuck like this where you can't merge really anything else out, using Summoner's ability can help you to move forward from essentially being at a dead end. We took that out really quick. Cool. So we're just, what, 2 swords shy of merging those, which I think we do here. Pretty positive. Yeah, there we go. So we consolidated that. We got 3 main swords we're going to be getting stacks on. I did open up this tile again so that we can continue to merge on it if I'm not already at my maximum percentage for that Amulet of Growth. And I wasn't paying attention to see what happened to his board. Did his board get moved, or I don't know. He had almost a full board. Maybe he started merging stuff out. So we're taking this wave out fairly easy. And we were just waiting for that Summoner ability. Pocket Curse takes out our Trapper and our Summoner. Not a big deal. We've got plenty of mana right now. Gonna merge those swords together. And we're just trying to find a space where we can, there in that witch spot, still merge to essentially, if we needed to later on down the road, create another ancient sword there. As of now though, having 3 it's doing okay for us. This is kind of where it gets sketchy. So we're taking a while for some reason to take out Virus, and we do get flipped here. But we somehow survive. So now I'm waiting for Summoner at that tier 6 spot here to use his ability and see what pops out. Not very helpful. And now it's just a matter of surviving, because he just used his ability at 20 seconds, which means he's going to be about 10 seconds short from when he can use it again. And running Mermaid, it's different than if you were running Zeus, where you would have another ability to boost that. But right here, he's still 10 seconds away from being able to use his ability. which means he's definitely going to get it flipped. And we take that out before he does. We're still surviving. And this is where he ends it here. So, good game to Satyr or Solder from Fallen Origins. Well done. To show the equipment again, not crazy equipment, but Pocket Curse and counter spells are hard to come by, and these are still really good at boosting. So he didn't have any heroic item, so if anything, that just negated some of his morale that he could have had for the cooldown to be quicker. Showing again, this is Monk right side, right, left. And let's see, level 11 on both of those. We'll go through. I really wish I could have something Magic Council that would help with that, but I don't. Anyway, these are the talents we're running for Sword. And we just clicked on that. Right side talents for Witch. We'll pop over here to Summoner, right, left. And right, left for Dryad. If you haven't already played Sword DPS, or you kind of forgot about it, give it another shot, see how it does. Even on ladder matches, we just did a little less than 4 billion. But you can see going up against a max Monk, it still held up, and we survived, despite Bedlam being a jerk. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.